Just leaving Green Furnace. Look at my tire pressures. Looking good. Getting out of here at 7:20. It's my best so far. My alarm didn't go off because it's Sunday, I guess. I don't know how I have it set, but it didn't go off. But I woke up at 6:10 and goofed off. It's the coffee making that takes so much time. Maybe I have to get rid of that. But how could I live without coffee first? Anyway, psyched to be on the road so early. It's cold, and I'm just hoping for no mishaps today. I'm hearing a noise from the front of the engine again, same as I did on the Tat. It's the same noise. Brett said, you know, maybe it's just some stuff in the front sprocket rattling around, which maybe that's true. I wonder how easy it would be to look. I probably should have looked, but I want to get going. Oh, speaking of, I always forget to start Gaia. Get rid of this one. Yes, no one cares. Because Gaia is better. So the rubbing thing I haven't heard in a while, and I'm going with it's fixed through some sort of magic. Hopefully that holds. It's very weird. And the rest of the day yesterday was really nice. And the campground was fine. It's expensive, $40 for a campsite. They charge the same if you're an RV or a tent. There were quite a few people there, but I'm glad it was a Saturday, so I'm glad I didn't have any problems finding a spot. So I was happy to pay it, and I plugged in the laptop for a while and the electricity. And had plenty of time to write the ride report without having to rush, and ate some ramen last night. And my eating situation is about the same as the Tat. I have a fig bar in the morning, although I just remembered on that first day I didn't eat anything until dinner. I don't know why. I think I was just ready to get on the road. And then I never eat lunch. Sometimes I'll pick up some peanut butter crackers or something at a gas station for lunch, or I'll have a fig bar, but usually I just blow it off. And then I have something for dinner. So far, the only restaurant I've been in is McDonald's for that coffee and Wi-Fi. That's marked as a waypoint on the BDR route. Looks cool. It's very closed. And what else do I have to report? There are quite a few people at the campground, and that style of camping is just weird. I mean, I guess I see why it's fun, but it's like people have their TVs on, and even the tent people have like stuff plugged into the electricity and lights everywhere and radios and stereos, and like, I don't know, it's just like your living room kinda in the woods. Which, that's cool. But when I imagine my wife and I going out, I imagine being in wild places. with no one around, but I have a feeling that's harder to do than it sounds. I used to watch when I was in my earth roamer phase, when I really wanted to like sell our house and get an earth roamer and say screw it, because earth roamers are like 500 grand or something. But I used to watch this couple, a German guy and a Brazilian lady, and they traveled around in an earth roamer like vehicle, and I just made a wrong turn. And I think they used iOverlander to find spots, but they always found the coolest spots. And I don't know how they did it. I bet you can't see because of the sun, but it's beautiful right now. That's why I like getting up early and getting the getting this light. I wish I could get on the road right when it gets sunlight out, and then you have all those hours of the day to ride. Anyway, I'm babbling. Speaking of babbling, I had a couple of little sips of whiskey last night. I didn't go crazy. It's just a celebratory, got through the day, helped me go to sleep early sort of thing. Oh, and I started Liz Phair's autobiography last night on my phone. I loved her in the 90s. Well, I still love her, but I loved her in the 90s. Liz Phair, man, check her out if you don't know who she is. She's got a great record called Exile in Guyville. Awesome. Up here, I think I have to make a decision. I think there's an expert section, and while I'm curious what they mean by expert, I'm not an expert, so I'm gonna ponder this for a second. That's what I'm gonna do. Look, if it's truly expert, I'll just turn around, okay? I'm curious. I'm just curious. This is a bad idea. How many times do I say that and keep going forward? Why? No mishaps today, and I know I'm pushing my luck. I just wonder what the scale of expert is. Like, would they consider some of the roads on the Smoky Mountain 500 expert? Because some of those were pretty tough. I don't know that there were really any expert roads on the TAT. I mean, the passes were difficult, but Warloop Road was difficult. That had to have been an expert road, right? And it wasn't. I mean, it was totally doable. I just went slow, like a little baby. Man, for every deer you guys see, there's 15 that you don't see. There are just tons of them. And they seem big. There's another one. Those didn't seem big. But the adults seem like little ponies. Alright, let's see what we're getting into here. So far, so good. Alright, it was worth coming up here just for that view. Nothing hard yet. And it's Po Patty, not Po Daddy. What's Po Daddy? That's something. I think that's a road near me. Po Daddy? Anyway. I'm waiting for the expert section. Po Patty Drive ahead, so maybe that's where it is. Amazing view. I thought about getting out the drone, but then I thought about not getting out the drone. There must be some kind of race going on up here, maybe today. There's little yellow arrows everywhere, and I just passed like a pop-up with some water things. I don't know if it's a running race or a bicycle race, or I doubt it's a enduro race, but who knows. I'm starting to get towards the end, I think, of this, and I mean, it's a little rocky, but did I take the easy route instead of the expert route? Maybe. It said the expert route was on the left. I mean, this is probably about to get really bad, so I shouldn't count my chickens. Yeah, it's really rocky. Get it. I want to try to fix my camera. I shouldn't say this yet, but I feel like my line picking is a little better. I'm really trying to take people's advice and look out there instead of right by my, right in front of me. And it's good advice. But it's counterintuitive, like a lot of things about riding. It's not what your eyes want to do, but it's definitely helpful. how this would be on a big BMW or something, but I feel like the Himalayan would be fine. Alright, I'm not assuming that was the end, but it might have been. But that's Popati Campground. Alright, that's it. Alright, here's what I'll say. I don't think you should call it expert because I could do it. And I suck at motorcycle riding. Yeah, this is right. And I also really wonder about the other expert sections. Are they way worse than that? Because if they're not, I don't mind just going super slow and picking through it. Alright, leaving Popati State Park. That was nice, and that was actually really fun. Because nothing went wrong. Wow, really pretty. I mean, everything so far, I feel like I could find in North Carolina, but, you know, there's something about a long trip, too, to add into it. But I think I mean, pretty much the Appalachians go all the way up to Canada. So it's going to be, you know, variations on a theme. And it's a decent theme, so no complaints. Alright, I'm so glad my inner wimp didn't go the other way. That was fun, and that view at the top was really nice. I should have taken a picture, dummy. So anyway, for that expert section, I'd say if you're not on a massive heavy bike that's hard to deal with, hard to maneuver, and if you feel semi okay, that you'll do fine. It wasn't anything crazy at all. Especially if you just go slow like a little baby. Just got into Bald Eagle Forest, and I think there's another choice to be made up here. And I'm at 1 bar on the fuel. Man, do I wish there was a way to tell how far away something was on the route. That would be excellent. Alright. Drivable trail. I'm sure that's the expert section. Let me look. Okay, I'm a little confused, but I think this is the way. Just need to get up it a little bit and check again. Little confusing here. Okay, so I'm on the right. This is the Flat Hollow Road expert section. So let's see if this is any worse than Podaddy. I'd say going uphill on the same rocky kind of stuff is more difficult. Okay. Here we go. Yep. I know wraparound shades guy. I know you'd be doing wheelies up this. Oh. Oh, Jesus. View. Don't look. Don't look. Oh. Ah. Oh, jeez. Wow. It's not over though. This is like 9 miles, I think, of this. Wow. Oh, fuck. Bug in my eyeball. Almost took me down. Oh, stupid bug. I was wondering why my camera is usually like right in the rearview mirror, and it hasn't been, and it's because everything has shifted over by quite a bit. You know what I mean? Dude, this is wraparound shades guy. I could do those expert sections at 90 miles an hour doing a wheelie. That's right. I'd be wearing a wife beater t-shirt or wife beater tank top. And I'd be wearing my gold medal for jet ski racing. That's right. I'm a jet ski champion. night. Dude, I would have gone through that puddle backwards doing a wheelie at 85 miles an hour. Only because my bike only goes 85 miles an hour in reverse. And I'd be wearing my gold medal for alternative yodeling. Which I won in 1984 at the Alternative Yodeling Championships held in Hoboken, New Jersey, as you already know. Oh, just a weird little non-wraparound shades dude thing. That's what just happened. And I don't like the looks of this mud puddle. I don't like the looks of any mud puddle. I also don't like the looks of riding that ridge I'm just going through. Please make it. Yep. It wasn't too soggy at the bottom. But you never know. So if this is 9 miles long and I'm averaging 10 miles an hour or under, this 9 miles will take me an hour. Oh. Wraparound shades guy could do it in 5 minutes. I feel like stuff is happening back there. Oh yeah, stuff is happening all over the place. Oh, this sucks. I want to blame that buckle that broke, but I don't know if that's why. Alright, just fixed my pack. We'll see how long that goes for. I just got to remember on rough stuff to check it. And listen to this. There's nothing going on out here. It's really nice. And again, the weather gods, thank you. So happy. Alright, I'm doing an experiment with the back camera. There's a feature called linear view, which I think, from what I remember, keeps the horizon level at all times, which usually you don't want. Like on the helmet camera, it would suck because it would just, you wouldn't feel any going around curves and all that stuff. But on the back camera, it might be cool because it might keep the horizon level and show me leaning. I don't know if it'll work or not. And the angle of view is a lot more narrow than what I usually keep it on. So it might not work at all, but I figured I'd give it a go. And I'm at blinking bar right now at 104 miles on this tank of gas. So I could really use a gas stop. I'm trusting the route. I'm trusting the route. It will deliver. And I'm still on this Flat Hollow. Is that what it was? Flat Hollow Road. And it's gone in and out. It gets chill for a while. Then it got, for a little while, there were these like divots on each side filled with deep gravel, and it was not good. Definitely terrorist gravel pockets. And then we get in every dip in the road, there's these mud puddles, which haven't been bad yet. I'm practicing my no input criteria for mud. And the weather's great, the temperature's perfect, and I think this is a good time of year to go, because the it's not blazing hot, and I don't know if it's always like that, but this year. And I think the campsites are a little more chill because school's back in, and maybe people are camped out for the summer. There were still a lot of people there last night and the night before, but there were spots. It wasn't full, which is what we ran into in the West last year in June and July. And I think the BDR website recommends September, October, which is what I was going to originally do, but this works a little better. And I was just thinking it might start getting pretty cold up north in October, right? And since I want to camp a good bit, that didn't sound like a great idea. Although September, October, you might start getting the leaves, which would be incredible. And the leaves not on the tree, so you get way more views, which would be good. So maybe if you're moteling it, that would be better. Or maybe it doesn't get as cold as I think as it does in October, but New Hampshire, Maine, even Connecticut, I just feel like I remember when I lived in Connecticut that it got pretty darn cold in October. I'm not really happy with Wraparound Shades dude's voice, or Wraparound Shade guy. I feel like he should be a little more Spicoli, maybe. Or like, what he needs to be is like a big, like 6'8", humongous dude with a trucker hat and wraparound shades, who owns a big, giant, jacked up truck with wheels that are 5 feet tall. And he's like a redneck Spicoli. And redneck, I don't mean southern. I think people usually think of southern people when they think of a redneck, but there's rednecks everywhere around the world. I don't think of it as a derogatory term. What does it come from? It's probably just people who are out in the sun working. Redneck? Is that where it comes from? That's a total and complete guess. So if that is where it comes from, I feel like I should get a certificate of some sort.
Congratulations!
I have been super close friends with some serious rednecks, and they would call themselves rednecks. And I've also been petrified of rednecks in certain situations. Like, we went to this, I don't even know why we went here, but it's because it was out near the airport in Columbia, South Carolina, and it was this big, huge, like, country and western dance hall. I wonder if I've already mentioned this. I mean, I only have a finite number of things that have happened to me in my life, you know? and we've spent a lot of time together. So if I'm repeating myself, I apologize. But anyway, this huge bar, and it just looked interesting, man. It just looked like a place that you wouldn't usually go. I would go to the rock clubs or whatever. So anyway, we went, and oh my God, the testosterone. It was like a wall of testosterone when you walked in the place. Just about knocked me over. And every dude in there was, not every dude, but most of the dudes in there were ready to fight about anything. People were extremely drunk and extremely dressed up, like full on, I mean, expensive looking hats and fancy shirts and boots that probably cost more than my car. I'm serious, man. People were decked out. And anyway, I was there with my girlfriend, and I can't remember what happened, but it started to get very dicey. And we were kind of having fun. We were like watching everybody line dance and drinking beers, and it was fun. And if everyone had been cool, like 10% of the people were totally cool and friendly, and you know, we weren't dressed right at all. And it was kind of like going to a new church. You know, when you go to a new church, everyone's nice and welcoming, and they go out of their way because they know you feel awkward. And it was the same thing at this place. Like, you know, there were a certain percentage of people who were like that. They're like, oh, you don't belong here. Welcome. And I love that. And that's what's cool about anywhere in the world. There's always people like that who are like, you look lost, I'm gonna be your friend. But anyway, the other 90% of the testosterone fueled dudes, it was just, I mean, you can feel it in the air. It's uncomfortable, and you know something could go down, and it's just not worth it. So we left kind of early before anything did go down. Something did. I can't remember exactly what happened. I'll have to ask my ex-girlfriend if she remembers. Those dudes were in the redneck, you know, vicinity on the negative side, and some of the people who are being super nice are in the redneck vicinity on the positive side. Am I offending everyone right now? I know it's not PC to say anything about anything, so I know I shouldn't, but I feel like redneck is not a derogatory term. Hey, Future Ange here. I just want on a deep dive on the term redneck. And from what I'm seeing, it's just as confusing and convoluted as anything else in America. So first, it seems to definitely have originated in the 1800s and probably comes from my amazing guess, a sunburn found on a farmer's neck. And it's unclear to me if this was meant originally as a slur or if it was just like a description of a farmer. Then I saw something about it being tied to coal miners who were they were trying to unionize in West Virginia, and they wore red bandanas around their mouths to keep the dust out. And those folks apparently were called rednecks as well. It doesn't seem like that's where it originally came from, though. Then back in the 70s, apparently, being a redneck sort of became trendy. The phrase redneck chic started being used. And this was when like Jimmy Carter was president. And from what I've read, there was a bit of a trend of people like affecting phony Southern draws, wearing Levi's and cowboy hats, listening to outlaw country. And like there's a surge of popularity in Southern food.
And in this article, it said that all of this was sort of a precursor to the country and western fad that was caused by the movie Urban Cowboy. Then, of course, there was the Dukes of Hazzard, which made redneck culture seem cool to like millions of kids. I know I loved that show when I was little.
Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm.
And then there was, I don't know as much about this, but there apparently was a wealthy redneck craze that started with Tim McGraw and Garth Brooks. And then there was the Jeff Foxworthy thing.
If you've ever cut your grass and found a car, you might be a redneck.
And then there's all these shows now, like, well, maybe not now, but within the last 5 or 10 years, like Duck Dynasty, of course, and others. And that those shows have brought what can be described as redneck culture to television. So, but overall, in most cases, it's used as a derogatory term. So to all the coolest shit rednecks, I apologize for using that term if it offends you. To all of the dickhead rednecks who wanted to pummel me at the Skyline Lounge in Columbia, South Carolina, I apologize for nothing. So that's it. That's the whole redneck rant. And again, if it offends you that I use that term, I apologize. I really, really do. All right, onward.
The point is, Wraparound Shades guy needs a better voice. I'll work on it. I probably won't, but we'll see how it goes. Am I gonna have to cut out all that stuff about rednecks? I love everyone. Embrace diversity. All right? Let's just agree on that. Embrace diversity, everybody. I didn't mean anything by any of it. I'll probably cut all of this out. I'm on a motorcycle in the woods. Everything's cool. Okay, so the Harvey's Mini Mart is a waypoint that's 10 miles away. And I'm really hoping that Harvey's Mini Mart is a gas station. I have got to find some Wi-Fi and mark every fuel stop for the rest of the trip with a fuel stop icon so I know what the heck is going on. Can I say again that Gaia Maps should just be able to be on Zumo, as well as the tire sensor app should be on there too. Also, I was thinking about, remember I was saying how I worried about Itchy Boots having her inReach inside her GPS unit instead of on her body. But I get it. It's like one less thing to charge. It's always right there. You don't have to worry about it. So I totally and completely get why she's doing that. And really, what are the chances you're gonna fall off your bike or something? But I've seen it happen. There's a video John just sent me that I'd actually seen it before. I forget what it was. It was some road in Colorado along this steep, and then there's a river down below, and it doesn't go well. And he goes down, and he like catches himself before he goes all the way down. No, actually in that one, he went in the water. He fell all the way down this steep cliff into the water with his bike. He was somehow okay, but his bike was gone. So, in that case, if the thing's on his GPS unit, he's in big trouble if he's by himself, which he wasn't. So, and then there's that other one I'm sure you've seen of the guy with the huge panniers on, and there's this humongous cliff to the right, or a very, very steep incline, and he's going around this little rock outcropping, and he just loses it. And he caught himself before he fell all the way down, but his bike just tumbled. all the way down. And he was with people too, so it didn't matter as much. But if that happened to a solo rider and their shit is on the bike, they're well screwed. So I'm just saying, I think it's worth the extra hassle. That's all I'm saying. Somebody pass that message along to AG Boots. Yes. Harvey's, not Harry's. Yes. My pack has shifted again too. Just leaving Harvey's, nice folks. Fueled up, and I pulled out the laptop to try and upload the ride report, but there was not enough cell service, and I think I'm already off the route. Jesus, how is it possible that I can do this so much? Where am I? What have I done? Yeah, I'm off the route. I don't know if you can hear that nasty noise, but I'm not worried about it. It's a Honda, right? I'm just not worried. Slowly gaining elevation. I totally should have given those guys the new salute. I'm just afraid they'd think I was a Nazi or something. Some kind of like idiot Nazi who doesn't know how to do it. Okay, it's time for a little if I can find the kickstand, a little chill time. You want to know how I got the skulls for my tires? This is Leonard Smalls, by the way, even though I sound like the wizard right now. You only need one thing. It's very simple. Duct tape. That's it. That's all you need. You can collect as many skulls as you need with a roll of duct tape. I've been thinking about this for a long time. About how the human body has not evolved correctly. Not at all. Because you can kill someone with a small piece of duct tape. Why we evolved to have the only places we can intake oxygen with right next to each other is the stupidest design I have ever heard. I mean, it's so dumb. They're right there next to each other. You can cover them both up with one piece of duct tape, and that person is dead. I mean, I guess you have to use another piece to hold their arms or their hands behind their back or something. But come on, who designed that? Terrible. Obviously, if you had one where you could breathe out of your head and another one where you could breathe out of your ass, that I'm not sure I really needed to break like that. Look at all these other like offshoots and stuff. Anyway, that would be proper design. You know? If your head gets chopped off, you can still breathe out your ass. I'm not sure what good that does you, but at least it's an option. If your ass gets chopped off, no problem. I'm breathing through my mouth. You put a piece of duct tape on my mouth, too bad for you. I'm breathing out my ass. Yes, you can have two pieces of duct tape, but that's a big hassle for you. And do you really want to tape up my ass? I don't think so. I don't think Leonard Smalls would have a problem with it, but the normal everyday murderer, I don't think they're going to want to go through that trouble. The mouth and the nose, it's too easy. I'm telling you, Honda needs to have me as a consultant, and so does whoever is in charge of the evolution of the human body. Because I would be migrating one of our breathing apparatuses downward immediately. If it takes a million years, fine. It's the end game. But as far as I know, our mouths and our noses have been the same distance apart since the start. It's outrageous, I tell you. I wonder if I could have my breathing innards somehow rerouted. Now, obviously, I don't think you'd want to breathe through your actual ass. It would have to be another appendage, and there are some definite issues to breathing through something right next to your ass. So, yes, there needs to be some whiteboarding. There needs to be some chalk to chalkboard. There needs to be some measurements made. There needs to be some CAD drawings. But somebody's got to do something about this. Because I do not like going through life knowing that I could be murdered with a piece of duct tape. It's uncomfortable for me, and I would appreciate it if someone would do something about it. You feel me? Okay, that aside, this has been lovely. Nothing hard, just, 25 to 30 miles an hour, dirt roads in the forests, nobody else here. I did pass a group of bikers before. That's the only guys I've seen.
Hey, please like this video if you liked this video, and if you'd like to see more, hit that subscribe button and the alert bell. Also, if you're interested, there are links to gear lists and goofy t-shirts in the description. Thanks a ton for watching.